This is Rashi, the first parshan we will do on the word Zacharti la Chesed Ne'urayach. I remember the Chesed of your youth from perek bet of Sefer Yirmiyahu. Im hayitem shavim elai, if you would have returned to me, ta'avti lerachem aleichem, I would have desired to have mercy on you. Ki zacharti chesed ne'urayach, because I remember the chesed of your youth, va'avat klulot chupatech, shehichlалтich lachupa, and the love of your bride stage at your chuppah, when I brought you, or I welcomed you into the chuppah. Umahu chesed ne'urayach, and then Rashi asks, what exactly is this chesed that Bnei Yisrael bestowed upon God? Lechtech acharei shluchai Moshe ve'Aharon, that you followed primarily after my messengers Moshe and Aaron. Mi eretz noshevet yatzatem, you were willing to leave an inhabited and cultivated land. Limidbar, to a wilderness, ve'ein seda, and you had no food for the way. Why did you do all this? Ki ha'emantem bi, clearly because you had faith in me. So the question is Rashi referring to the chesed that Bnei Yisrael demonstrated to God, meaning the emunah that they had in him, which is exhibited by the two aspects, both of following Moshe and Aaron and of going out into the midbar, or are all three separate demonstrations of our chesed in God? But Rashi seems to be referring to the time period either way of Yetziat Mitzrayim, which ultimately led to the time period of Matan Torah, 7 weeks apart from each other. And Hashem is saying that he remembers now, during the era of Yirmiyahu, how Bnei Israel were in the year 2448, initially, when they demonstrated their love and complete faith in God, when they first took upon themselves to become his chosen nation. Then we have the Radak, from the years 1160 to 1235, also a Rishon. And he looks at the Chesed in a little bit of a different manner. Even though I am bringing upon you ra'ah, the ra'ah is referring to Galut Bavel and perhaps the Chorban or any other mussar or punishment that they're going to be inflicted upon with now. Ba'avor ma'asecha hara'im, because of your evil behavior, which so far in Perek Aleph of Yirmiyahu we've seen are different versions of leaving God and worshipping other things. Lo eseh otcha kaleh, I will not completely obliterate you. V'gam ani shamir imlach, and also I will punish those who harm you or who do rat to you. Why? Ki zacharti lach chesed nurach, because I remember the chesed of your youth. So it seems to be that Hashem will be doing chesed for Bnei Yisrael because we did chesed for him. When? V'inyan chesed neurayach ahava klulotayach. When did this take place? Shahayat ato be'amro Yemei Kedem. Radak says it's referring to Yemei Kedem, the ancient days. Kedem referring to Kedma, the east, that Avram, the Avod, initially came from the earlier place of inhabitants on the other side of Mesopotamia. Al ha'avot, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. What is it about the Avot? Shayu anshe chesed. They were men of great valor who demonstrated compassion to the community around them at large. So the fact that they did this chesed for other people, ultimately teaching the world about morality and a moral compass, that indirectly was a chesed to God because they made more prevalent the concept of monotheism in the world. Finally, we come to the Shadal, Rav Shmuel David Lutzato, who lived in 1800 to 1865 in Italy, clearly an Achron, and he looks at the whole concept of Chesed in a very different fashion. He sees Chesed not necessarily going in the direction that Rashi and Radak looked, but he kind of flips the tables of the equation. Let's begin. HaChesed hu ba'ohev. Chesed is referring to the lover. V'hachein, and finding favor, ba'ne'ehav, is in the beloved. V'kan ha'kavana, and here the kavana, zacharti lach. Hashem says, I remember for you the chesed. V'hadvekut, and the fact that there was a connection. Shayiti davek bach. The word davek is like devek, like glue. That I, says Hashem, was stuck to you, like a father is stuck to a child. B'imei niurayach, when you were just a fledgling people. V'ahavti otach, and I loved you. B'imei klulotayach, in the days of your bridehood. Ulefichach, and therefore, af im anishcha, even if I am to punish you, hine chasdi mitach lo yamush. Either way, the chesed is that my love for you and my chesed for you, my compassion, will never leave. It is unconditional and it is eternal. Umikol makom, and in any case, hineni muchrach liochiach etchem, and therefore, and thereby, I am almost obligated. It is imperative for me to give you mussar and to discipline you. Kidvekut ha'adam bakel lo tikra chesed. And the reason Shadal looks at the equation as going from God to man as opposed to the other way around is because the connection that man has to God cannot be called chesed. By saying we're doing chesed for God implies that God is needy. Lashon chesed, lo timtza rak ben adam la'adam. You can only have chesed between man and man if we are emulating God's ways in being compassionate and what we learn from Him. Oh, or there is such a thing as chesed mehakel adam. God can show us chesed and demonstrate compassion, but it cannot go the other way around.